Welcome to NRL 360 Rugby League from every angle. Joining me again, the great Gorden Tallis. Let's bring the journos in. Brett Reid and Michael Carianis. Just a quick check-in, Reedy. A bit worried about you. You've been a bit jittery. You haven't stopped talking. Yeah. You've been on a fast.
I took inspiration from you, Braith, because you did a 4-day fast last week, so I did a 2-day one. Technically, I did 47.5 hours because I went early tonight. Yeah. But it's been tough, Braith.
I could handle my fast.
It's been no fun. I've got to say I didn't enjoy it, Braith.
Didn't enjoy it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a big steak when I get home.
Nice. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks,
You all
Braith.
good, Mick?
You're an inspiration,
I'm good, mate.
Great news today.
Great news.
July confirmed. Can you talk us through that, Reedy?
Yeah, well, obviously they'd already sort of confirmed July 12 they're going to have the world's biggest birthday for Jai at Core Stadium. That's when Souths play Newcastle. They've announced today the Wiggles will play on that day at half-time, I think it is, in that game. But also over the course of the month, Braith, ongoing donations towards Jai Arrow. There's obviously Budget Director and Coca-Cola are putting money forward for every try that's scored. Select's put up $40,000 and they're encouraging players to celebrate tries with an arrow celebration. So
what's that? Show me.
Can you do the arrow? How's that an arrow? That's
it's
actually,
an arrow, mate.
Mate, that's the Wiggles. An arrow's like pull the arrow back.
Sorry, I just had to pull back.
That's better.
Sorry. But anyway, fantastic.
It is a great initiative. The NRL and South have really gotten behind Jai and the whole NRL community, Gordy. How good
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we've had the try July for a while, but it's fantastic. And whatever we can do, I think when one of the brethren needs help, rugby league's great at stepping in.
Yeah, no doubt. And the rugby league community is rallying around Jai as best as we can.
And we should say, Braith, that fans can donate as well over the course of the month.
And they should scan the QR code and donate now to support Jai. OK, now let's cross live to Blues camp where Hudson Young joins us on the GIO True Blue. Mike Hudson, a massive task in front of you. What makes you confident that you can get the job done up at Suncorp?
Yeah, g'day guys. Yeah, we're as confident as we ever have been. I think if you look back to our first half down in Melbourne, I thought we started great and for whatever reason we just fell away there in the second half, and it's not up to the New South Wales standard, and it's up to us as players to take accountability there and make sure that come Wednesday night we're ready to go.
Hey Hudso, it's Gordy here, mate. Tell me, is Game 3 about you guys or what Queensland are going to bring?
Yeah, I think it's about us and knowing what the strengths that we have. We've got world-class players right across the park, and it's up to us then to combine as a team and to go out there and play our style of footy. And I'm not worried too much about what they're bringing, and we've shown in the two games when we're on task that we can shut them down.
Hudson, you mentioned combinations, a new look edge for New South Wales on your side of the field. How's that taking shape?
Yeah, really good. Bradman, I'm really excited to play with. Mitch, he's a world-class player, and Jack Bostock comes onto the wing, and everyone's seen what great form he is. He gives us an aerial target, and they're two players that I'm really excited to take the field with.
Hudson, Brent Reid here. I don't want to misquote you, but I'm told today you're asked about Sammy Walker, and you said words to the effect of, sometimes it's hard to get it in because he's hiding on the wing. Now, that's what I was told. Just that idea of getting at Sam Walker and challenging him defensively, how important is that this week to sort of set that up, I guess?
Yeah, it's really important, and it's my job as a back rower to do that. Yeah, but like I said, there's many factors that go into just running at one player on the field. But yeah, I'll take that personal to put a lot more pressure on him, and yeah, see how we go. Wish it was like your days, Gordy, where you could get away with a bit more, mate.
Actually, talking about it, how has your coach been? I think a bit of that criticism with Laurie has been a bit unfair. So how has Laurie been in camp this week?
Yeah, Laurie's been awesome, and he's so passionate about the state, about his role as a coach. And when you got that as a leader and you want to go out there and represent them people and play for them people, and there's been a lot of talk in the media about this and that, and nobody actually knows what goes on inside these four walls here, in here, how much faith and confidence we've got in him and want to represent him.
Hudson, you talked about maybe getting away with a bit more. I mean, Liam Martin's back in camp this week, and he's a guy who does push the envelope a bit. And what's it like having him around again?
Yeah, Marto, he's mad, mate, and he's a player that I'm so excited to partner with in the back row, and he gives me energy, gives me confidence, and fuels the team with belief. So to get someone back in of his calibre is really exciting.
Have you guys addressed what went wrong in game 2 and how you're going to go about fixing that heading into game 3?
Yeah, it was 40 minutes there. We've reviewed that. We've looked over that as a team. We know what we need to do better as players, and we're going to prepare like that this week. And we had a great session today, and looking forward to getting another one in tomorrow.
Hudson, you've been one of the best players for New South Wales in game 1 and 2. What's the key to winning this third game?
I think you've got to control the ruck, mate. There's no secret there. You see how much influence Harry Grant has, then brings their spine players into it, and it's also on us as forwards to take that personal and want to go after theirs as well, because I feel like their pack has been in great form, and we can't allow that.
Good on you, Hudson. Big job at hand next Wednesday night. All the very best, and hopefully you can get it done.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
There he is, Hudson Young. We've had him on a few times. Great bloke and ultra competitive, consistent. He's, for Canberra, he delivers every week. He puts in 100%, and he has done for New South Wales. He's been, as I said, he's been one of their better players. He's got a great mix, hasn't he? He's got a really strong carry, bounces around, doesn't sort of run the same lines all the time. Had a bit of a game face on there, didn't he? He did. He was a bit serious, really. Didn't even smile at you, mate. Can I just say that what you brought up is right with Sam Walker. So he said that today.
I believe he said that today, yes.
It's a fair call, because it is. I've been calling for us to get it at Sam and get it the halves a bit more. I think we haven't done that enough. But, he's defending at 3 there. But they must be hiding him more than what we've... Because they do all the video, they do all the preparation. It must be harder to get at him than what we think.
Well, I'm sure if Queensland's smart, I know Billy Slater's one of the smartest blokes going around, they would have thought of ways to hide Sammy Walker in the defensive line and protect him. And, at times probably he is defending a bit wide. I haven't noticed it, Braith, but, I'm sure that's going to be... What's that?
Thought you would have.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've got to do more analysis. Obviously, that's going to be a mission for them, right? They've got to get both those guys, not just Sam, but Munster in it. That's part of the reason why I imagine why Liam Martin's back in this team.
I think they've got to make Harry Grant make 40, 50 tackles. I think he's probably got off scot-free over the last couple of Origins. They don't have the luxury of having a second hooker on the bench, Queensland. So if you can find a way to get at Harry and work him over, I think that will go a long way.
Rudy, your man. He's been called up into the New South Wales camp. Lachlan Galvin comes
How good
in.
is it?
You must be like a proud father.
Mate, it's fantastic. I feel really happy for him, because he's a kid who's been through... he's been a hell and back. He's been criticised. He's had people riding him. And you know what?
Hell and back's probably a bit extreme.
This is... a reward for him for sticking at it and playing good footy, and he has been playing good footy.
He has.
I don't think anyone can deny that. He's played good footy this year for the Dogs. Are you going to deny it?
I'm not...
Okay.
No, he's been playing.
He smirked then when I said that.
Playing
mate, I heard
It makes
Reedy
it sound
before.
like he's about to run out.
Yeah, well, I was going to say...
Hey, it's a great reward for him.
He's not playing.
I heard
okay,
Reedy
so
before say, mate, I'm born in Queensland, but I'm going to go for New South Wales.
I never said that. That's not true. That's a lie.
It is a good reward. I mean, he isn't playing.
of course not.
No, poor Hugo Safari.
What about
You didn't even give him a rap.
Yeah, Hugo's been in great form
Hugo's
too.
had a great year.
Yeah, he's been...
He was in my top 50 players this year when we did the ratings earlier. A few weeks ago.
You should be
Hugo, he's
selector,
been
Reedy.
outstanding.
He must have that up on
He
his
had both.
fridge.
I think you had both of them in your top 50.
Galvin was in my top 35 or so.
Was it Galvin first, Ponga second?
No, please, KP's the king. What are you talking about?
Oh, and Latrell.
Trilly ball.
And
yeah,
Mitch.
of course. Mitch, yeah.
You love them all, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
All right, from the north of England to the NRL's best centre, it's been one hell of a journey for Herbie Farnworth. And this Sunday, you can watch him go live on Fox League.
Let me tell you a bit about this bloke, Herbie Farnworth. You probably saw him last weekend, the big pom out there starring for the Dolphins. Best centre in our game. The headline act of this fairy tale story of a young club with a mongrel bastard toughness instilled by coach and former Mount Isa tent fighter, Christian Wolf.
Come in there, Code. We're learning how we can, and trusting each other, how we can turn up and defend things even in poor positions.
With this lot in red, every gang tackle, every bust, every minute, it's a street fight, a back alley brawl. And Herbie Farnworth is leading the way. Pretty much a neighbour of the Burgess brothers in the north of England, he first came here at just 14, catching the eye of Supercoach Wayne Bennett and his then Broncos. Farnworth had been educated in rugby league by his uncle, Brian Foley, coach and scout, and even fitness guru at clubs like Wigan. In those freezing northern winters, he'd run him around these yellow poles.
Chance in a million shot.
Practice kicking.
I don't believe it.
And passing all day long. And even when they came to Australia, they'd always be down the park practicing. Bennett remembers noticing them at Red Hill, how they'd sit up beside the Broncos' first grade. This Pommy kid and his uncle training the house down. So what the hell? They put him on scholarship. Here he is, debuting at 19. In the beginning, he and Uncle Brian would tape every game, then review it. Every tackle, every run, every moment. Then in 2024, he switched to the Dolphins under you-know-who, and in round 1, 2025, played his 100th game of NRL. With who else but Uncle Brian flying through a cyclone to present him with his jumper. For the past 3 years running, he's been crowned the sexiest man in rugby league, Herbie Farnworth. But trust me, he plays better than he looks.
Here's Herbie Farnworth running a great line.
Oi, Herbie. 1 second, mate. Just watching Fox League.
What a great story and what a great player. Herbie Farnworth has just got better every single game that he plays for the Dolphins. And not only is he a great player, he's a good-looking rooster too, Gordon.
He just took your mantle.
I never had the mantle. I wish. I wish. He's a specimen.
Mate, I think just resilience and belief for a young kid to come out from the north of England and try to make it in the toughest rugby league competition and train as hard as what he did and have a goal, and it's certainly paying dividends now. He's a wonderful player. Every game he plays, he puts his side on the front foot.
You look at the great English players, and a lot of them are forwards, right? Particularly in the modern time. Not a lot of outside backs have come out here and played well, let alone dominate and become arguably the best player in their position. So he's done an outstanding job.
I think we talked about recent weeks about centres and how much they're worth. I think he's worth as much as any centre in the game. For me, he's $1 million. I know you're laughing
He's
again.
1.4.
We're not bringing up Latrell.
1.4 million.
But he's $1 million player
He's
for
a
me,
$1 million
Herbie,
player,
because he's a match winner for them. He's a difference maker for them. And I think, guys like him, centres like him are rare.
With the TV rights deal just on
well,
the
everyone's
verge.
$1 million under the new broadcast deal.
Honestly, I think we're paying for them, aren't we? What about the Panthers? The Panthers allow Leota to hit the open market. We touched on it last night. Where could he go?
Well, I mean, obviously there's clubs that need front rowers. Power's been mentioned. But again, he's an elite front rower, and I think every club in the game at the moment, we've seen the value of elite middles go through the roof in recent years, and he's one of the better ones. So I think just about every club would like a piece of him. It's just whether they can afford him.
I mean, age is the factor, right? Turns 31 later this month. He's contracted next year, and Penrith have generally shown that they're happy for players to sign early, but they want to keep him for another 12 months. So potentially you're getting him when he turns 33 in a season. So that's going to be the concern for clubs. How much do you pay for someone who could be 33 in their first year at a new club?
Yeah, we spoke last night. We looked at the players that were off contract. But you believe that the Panthers will be able to keep most of them?
Well, I think they're reasonably confident, Braith. They'll keep a lot of these guys.
But how much is a lot? I mean, that's a very...
Well, the majority of them. I think...
That's the same thing.
Obviously, you would imagine Leota's going to leave, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it looks at the moment. And Brian Tyer's the other one who I think we think may leave the footy club. But I think they're a good chance of keeping the rest. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Mitch Kenny and Liam Martin going to PNG. My understanding is they prefer to stay.
Really?
So, yeah. And I mean, obviously the big ones are Nathan and Isaiah Yeo. Isaiah Yeo's the interesting one, Mick. We were talking about him today. I mean, he's 34 in 2028.
Yeah, I didn't realise he was 34 until this graphic came up last night. And
That's in 2028, right?
Okay, yeah, in 2028.
So in 2028.
Yeah. So he's still got a couple of years.
So he's still got a couple of years. And one thing about these players, they've played a lot of footy and a lot of top-end footy. So the concern is if you're looking at someone like Moses Leota or even Isaiah Yeo when they get to their stage where they're going to be off contract is, will they hit a wall at some point, And when you're looking at that list, Nathan's obviously super important. I think Isaiah Papali'i is one of the other really important players for him because he's been enormous for him and he's on the younger side. Well, he's on this side of 30 when they're off contract. So, when we're talking priorities, he'd be probably my top 3 to re-sign.
But I think Leota's one of the more mobile front rollers to ever play the game. Like, you look at his footwork in that grand final, he runs 40 metres to score. So even if he does slow down...
You're adamant they should keep Leota, aren't you?
I think he's a beast. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think he's,
The question is, though, Gordy, for Penrith, do you want to offer him for Penrith, he's probably another 12-month extension, right? So next year and a year on top.
Yep.
But he's probably going to want a 3-year deal. I don't think Penrith will be in a position to do that.
I would say that there's already been comms between Leota, management and Penrith saying if it's not going to be a long-term deal, tell us now.
Yeah.
Because then we'll go and secure a long-term.
I just can't see how it can be a long-term deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's why we're hearing this, that he's been told to have a look around because, when it gets to a point like where you've got a great relationship, you've won premierships, you've got to do the right thing by the player as well. You're not going to make him wait till
no way,
and then just sign a 1-year extension.
Yeah. My understanding, Braith, was that he knows this may be his last deal, right? So he wants to set his family up, set his life up, basically. So he's looking...
So he's off the P&G.
So he's basically looking for... I don't want to say a payday, but he's looking for a good deal.
Okay to say
and he may not necessarily get one.
And they've all earned the right to do it.
That's right.
They've all earned the right.
You know what most rugby league players do, to be fair. It is...
They don't play for free.
No. And when not every
I just
player...
think when you say a bloke's looking for a payday, it makes them sound greedy. I don't think
he's
that's
not
the right way
he never
to
said
portray
it.
Moses Leota. I'm saying...
But the pay, you can still get a payday and still perform at an optimum and be successful. Doesn't mean that you're not going to play well.
Yeah.
It just means that you want to get every single dollar you can because you've earned the right to.
Payday's in England.
All right, Xerri agrees to a 3-year deal with the Storm. Is this a good signing?
Yeah, definitely. For Melbourne, I think it's a great sign. And you look at their outside back depth over the last couple of sets. They haven't had any strike at centre for a while now, right, Melbourne? And he does that. He's got speed. He's got a little bit of X factor. And it gives their halves some much-needed options on an edge.
Oh, they're horribly short in the outside backs.
Yeah.
But this is a great signing because... they've got Chan playing in the centres. Obviously, coach has been a big out for them. They've been skinny. They're skinny.
They're skinny.
Like they have been now for a while. I mean, they've had to rely on coach so much for attacking prowess and options in attack. They need some more firepower. That's why I don't think they can win the comp. Like I think they're way too skinny on their edges. Yeah.
It's important to remember too, Meany's going at the end of the year. Jack Howard's basically been given permission to see what's out there for him. So
and even Howard's
going, but they've signed Sarko.
And you look at it, Howard isn't a traditional 7.
No.
He's kind of transformed in one because they had to, and he's done an amazing job at it. But when you look at a team that you think, can they win a comp, and they got Howard and Chan in the centres, and they're a bit. You think coming up against the higher quality
he's what
teams,
they need, bro.
He's exactly
what they need.
And you know what? I think it'd be good for him as well.
Yeah.
Dogs tried to swap a player, did they, or get something back in return?
Yeah, look, there was a bit of talk. There was a bit of talk about him going to Melbourne pre-June 30, and for that to happen, or that discussion to even take place. The Bulldogs talked about potentially swapping a player. There's a young guy, young.
They didn't want to release
young
Harry
hooker
Grant.
out of Queensland. There's a young hooker out of Queensland, actually, a guy named Jai Bowden, who's got huge raps on him in Melbourne. Melbourne had no desire to let him go, so that really never went anywhere.
With Xerri leaving to Melbourne, does that mean Burton stays in the centres?
Well, I don't think it necessarily does, Braith, because they've signed Jesse McLean from Penrith, and there's huge raps on him. I'm sure he's come there to play centre now. Maybe he starts in the wing and moves to centre, but I don't think there's any guarantees there that Matt Burton stays in the centres because, as I said, Jesse McLean's coming.
So what happens with Burton then?
Well, it depends what he's willing to take into contract extension, doesn't it? It's going to come down to money, I think, in the end. Everyone's saying he's really happy at the moment. He's loving playing the centres, but centres don't get paid as much as five.
Is there a chance that they keep him?
Well, they could, but it'll depend on whether Matt's willing to take a potential pay cut, because that's what will come his way. You can't, as I've said it before in this show, I mean, they've got Steve Crichton on $1 million. You can't pay 2 centres $1 million. Your cap's completely
What
out
do
of
you
shape.
think? I want you to get out the crystal ball,
Well,
I want to get your opinion. Where's Matt Burton in the next year?
I reckon he'll stay there next year and go the year after.
Okay.
That's my gut feel.
Yeah, you'll see out his deal and go.
I think so, but I wouldn't say it's a guarantee.
In the halves.
Well, it depends. Mitch Woods is due back in a week or two. I think he's back playing first.
No, but I mean, like, when he'll
Cup
sign somewhere else as a 5'8".
I think he'll sign somewhere else as 6.
Yeah.
I mean, there's logical places for him. I mean, we all know Perth's interested in him.
Mitch Woods is back, you said?
He's due back in New South Wales Cup. They've got to buy this week. They'll play next week.
Okay, that's good news for them.
Yeah.
He hasn't played much this year.
Hasn't played at all this year.
At all?
Hamstring problems. I don't think he's played a game.
Crazy. All right, Jack Williams is keen to welcome back Jonah Pezet this week as the Eels face the Sea Eagles.
Yeah, it's good. from what I heard, is he's made an impression back coming through the grades. He's grinding down there in the gym and with our rehab coaches, and he's been really positive since coming back through, and he's been really good for us on the field. So, mate, we just need him to find his voice like he always does, getting our team around the park. I think to have his leadership in that position is going to be really, really helpful for us, and we're looking forward to attacking the game this weekend.
Jonah Pezet to return after an up and down year.
Yeah, and this is what they bought him for. A part of it was when Mitch is out, they felt like they didn't have anyone that can control the side in Mitch's absence, and that's Jonah's strengths. And then his injury coincided with Mitch's injury and has had a hampered season. So, look, he's not a 5'8". He's not a guy that, for mine, can play second fiddle. He needs to be the dominant half, and he gets an opportunity to do that this weekend. And it's an important game for him, and it's an important game for Brisbane to watch and see him go and direct the side as well heading into next season.
Yeah, I'm with Mick. I think he's a halfback who needs to have control of a football team, right? And he'll get that opportunity this week. And he's missed a lot of footy. He's had hamstring problems as well, right, this year. Just hasn't really found his groove, and it's important he plays some footy, get some footy in.
You just spoke about Burton. Could he partner Moses in a halves?
Mate, I actually think he'd be the ideal partner for Mitchell Moses. I mean, you look at when Dylan Brown was there, that combination worked, right? I think Matt Burton's the running six that would work well alongside Mitchell Moses.
I agree. And I said it last night, because Mitch wants to own the team.
Yeah.
And Mitch, that's his style.
And Burton won't want to.
Burton, he's quiet. We've heard how quiet he is. That's why they've put Crichton there. And he's got a simple game plan where he's a good runner of the football and he's a great kicker of the ball when he needs to be. You'd think that'd be a really good combination. If I'm Parramatta, I'm going for Burton. If Burton wants to play six, he's not willing to play in the centres and stay at the Bulldogs. I think him and...
Do you reckon he is a six? Do you reckon that because...
He's not a six, right? Like, he's not a six. He's
caught between positions.
Yeah. I mean, he's very good at both. I mean, he's very good at both. I just think, if you've got a... Again, he's playing at the Bulldogs with someone who isn't a seven. If he had a dominant seven inside of him, he wouldn't have to worry about game plans and communication as much and getting executing the game plans and leading a team around. He can focus on his job, which is really just to run first if the pass is on pass, and then get your kicking game on. And if you can have a Matt Burton who's running at his size and his speed and those bombs and those long kicks, then that's what Parramatta could do well with, I think.
I just worry about the price tag that comes with it, though, because then if you've got Mitch Moses on 1.5-ish, 1.5 plus, Burton's going to cost you more than $1 million.
I think you load up. I think you go big for him.
I'd hate to be your accountant.
I'm just not...
Every player you talk about should be on 1.5.
You know what?
There's your half.
Seriously, you got to become a player agent.
But Gordon, you look at their spine, right?
You need some food.
Three of their four spine positions are in place. Iongi, he's not on monster money, right?
He's on good money.
Talon De Silva, right? Mitch Moses. So two of those spine positions they don't have on monster money. So you can throw big money.
The reality is, anything over $1 million, you're probably going to get him for. Because the Dogs won't be offering that for a centre. So if the Dogs are offering him 7-8, if you go 1-1, you can get him at that.
But you've also got to consider if this is for 2028, the cap will be significantly higher than as well. You're going to have a lot more money to play
Put the ratchet clause in.
Of course. But if I'm the Parra, it's just a logical move for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Is it odd that Xerri didn't go to Parramatta, considering it's like around the corner?
Well, it's not odd when you look at the side that he's gone to, right? And this is, you've got Hughes and Munster and Harry Grant pitching to you, Craig Bellamy, all telling you what they've done, and Parramatta are sort of in a way telling you what they can do, right? But they've got the proof there that things have
And is it a concern for Parramatta, considering they've gone in for everyone?
Yeah, it's a concern.
And they've missed.
No doubt it's a concern, because they've missed a fair few now. Obviously, Bronson, Keon Kalamatangi, Mitch Barnett, Jesse McLean, I think they looked at as well. So they have missed a few players.
Why do they keep missing, Mick?
Are they offering the same money?
Well, Keon they didn't.
No, Keon they were gazumped, right? The Dragons gazumped them by money and length.
Well, that's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mitch Barnett went to Brisbane for family reasons and support network. This one, I think they probably wouldn't be surprised if they offered Bronson more than Melbourne.
Yeah.
Right? But the opportunity to go play outside. And the thing with Parramatta is when you pitch into them, they've got Mitch Moses, right? There's not another marquee player on their roster. And I think that makes it difficult for them.
All right, now they're still chasing Leniu?
I don't think this is dead, Braith. I think everyone's just waiting to work out what the actual situation is with Spencer Leniu. There's been talk, he's been told he's free to look around, but I don't think that's clear cut. So I think Parramatta's just basically keeping their powder dry and waiting to see what happens.
So Parramatta chasing Leniu and Lenu's chasing Peter Bedell.
Oh, wow.
Mate, he won't go to Brisbane. That's Pete's town.
All right, we'll move on from that. Ben Hunt has been brushed off criticism, of his decision to play on in 2027.
Yeah, I'm just excited to go around at this club again, mate. Really, like I love playing footy. I still feel like I can play. Madge came to me and asked if I was interested in going around again, and as soon as he asked me, mate, it was a bit of a no-brainer, to be fair.
You've had even some of your old teammates say that they wouldn't have re-signed you.
Yeah, mate, I can definitely understand. Yeah, they were old footy players once too, and mate, I still feel like I can contribute at halfback, or it's on the bench, or it's just in the squad helping out young guys. They're entitled to their opinions, mate.
What about the other external noise that players won't re-sign if Madge re-signs?
Yeah, mate, well, I re-signed assuming Madge is the coach. It's the Broncos. There's always outside noise. For now, I'm happy, mate.
He might still playing for him.
Yeah, mate. Look, I know we lost on the weekend, but have a look at that game and the effort, I think, that we put in. We fought hard in that game. You can take anything out of that, I think, is that the boys are fighting for him.
The journos firing up in Brisbane. Some hard-hitting questions at Ben Hunt there, but the one takeaway I get from that was that Madge Maguire was the one that went up to Ben Hunt and wanted to re-sign him.
Well, it's experience. They're going to have two young halves, right? I think he did it to Adam Reynolds as well. And Ben Hunt, he has been... You know, a few of the older boys that have played with him have had comment. I don't mind it. I just think he's struggled this year with injuries, and at times he's looked, a little bit old. But it could be because he is old and he is injured, right? And that's not a criticism. That's actually father time. But if he can get away, get a good pre-season, and come back next year, and as he said, whatever role they're prepared, he would do it. And you'd think having him in the dressing room with young halves, Braith, it'd be a bonus.
Yeah, they'll learn a lot from him.
He's been super durable. Like he's going to get near the 400 game mark if he plays 20 plus games next season. So he's played a lot. He's played a lot of footy, and for Brisbane to succeed next year, he can't play a lot of halfback because it means either Jonah Pezet or Tom Duffy or someone who has owned the position, right?
Yeah.
And I think
it means they're not doing their job.
That's right. That's what I'm saying, right? So if Brisbane are doing well next year, it's hopefully off the back of one of those young halves, and Ben is playing off the bench or a fill-in at times, and I think that's what they've kept him for. And I don't have an issue with him re-signing for a further 12 months, given the fact of all those players that are missing.
The only other thing, you would throw a young kid in there to get some experience. That is the only thing. You throw a Cam McCoskey or some young kid in there, sit them on the bench so they can go out there, get some experience. Probably Adam Reynolds will be offered a coaching job so they can mentor the other guys at training. I just hope that he gets his body right.
Well, my issue was, I've said it before, that, if you're Jonah Pezet, you go into that club to be the number 7. If Ben Hunt's in the background, the shadow of Ben Hunt is looming over you, and he has made it very clear he wants to be the halfback. I just think that could be detrimental.
Yeah. But Jonah's got to go there thinking he can usurp a 36-year-old Ben Hunt.
At the end of the day, you're either good enough or you're not.
Okay.
That's the way it is. Clint Gutherson and Damien Cook are backing interim coach Dean Young as the Dragons hunt for their second win of the year.
Guthrie, a lot's been made of your body. How confident are you that you get another season next year?
Yeah, mate, it always has. It's not just now, it's been happening for years. I've been copping retire for 15 years, so when that time comes, I'm sure someone close to me will tell me, but I've got a lot of Ks left in me.
I know you're brushing it off, and that's fair enough, but are you absolutely 100% confident you can get another 12 months out?
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Coach changes. Do management look for results, or are they looking at connection of the group?
I'd like to think here at the Dragons, it'd be about consistency and connection, especially the last month, back-to-back games, really finding our DNA and how we play and defend, but it's about us consistently doing that on the field. And I think, Dean's done a great job of that. So, sometimes you just got to look right in front of you and you'll find the right person.
Clint Gutherson there, adamant that he has plenty more in him. Thoughts on this?
Don't know if he's got plenty more in him, but he's backing himself to go around for another 12 months. There's no doubt he's banged up, right? And he struggled at times.
I thought he was going to medically retire.
Yeah, you medically retired him, brother.
Yeah.
I never said he was going to.
You caused those questions.
Well, where's he going to play? Okay, everyone on this table. Where does he play next year?
What position?
Drink water.
Centre? Can he play centre?
No. I think he'd just get burnt on the outside too often now.
If he wanted to medically retire, if anyone was going to try to, he's just squashed that.
He has.
Yeah.
He
so
has.
they can't even.
Not unless there's another
use
issue
that option
comes
now.
up. Not now.
We'll get a mystery ailment the next month.
Not now. Not now.
Because you're playing off the bench is like you, I don't know, you cover
a lot of money.
He's in a bit of no man's land, you know. And Gutho, I love Gutho, and he's given so much to the game. He puts his heart and soul even into these games with the Dragons. But unfortunately, he's not having the same impact that he had.
He can't because of his body. He can't have. It's not through effort, right?
Yes.
It's not. And it's never been about that. It's about the way the modern game is played at the moment,
it's the
right?
speed.
It's the speed of the
he's still
game.
fit.
He's
the speed.
You know, we hear every preseason he's winning everything there, right? But it's the acceleration. It's just not there anymore for him. So I honestly, I don't know what position he plays for him next year.
All right, any movement on the coaching situation?
This is mixed, baby.
Nothing.
Where are we at?
Nothing. Zero.
No movement.
They have improved.
Yeah.
Who do you think should coach, Reedy?
Oh, man.
Just say it, because I've got a feeling you've got someone in mind here.
Well, no, I've suggested they should pick up the phone and ring Michael Maguire.
Madge.
Ask the question. Well, things aren't going good up there, and you know,
I think Madge has proven that his strength to coaching sides that can win premierships, right? The Dragons not winning the comp next year. They're the bottom place side. I think it'd be.
That's not very nice. You're a Dragon supporter.
Yeah, that's terrible by you.
Yeah.
Okay, who thinks they're going to win the comp next year, right? So they're the bottom place side.
It's a long shot left field, won't happen.
Well, they
but I'm just saying, pick up the phone and suss it out.
We found that. We found that early.
We knew that very early, yes. But no, I don't.
But if it's not him, you're closer to it than me, Mick. Which one are you plumping for?
I'm not putting my hand up for anyone. It's not me to lobby for anyone. But
is it still Hornby and
Young?
Yeah, still. Okay.
And they've all interviewed for the role.
Yeah, all right.
Potentially a couple of interviews.
Do we think we're going to get a decision anytime soon?
I got told today that it's no closer to being decided.
Okay.
Well, I think they're giving Dean Young more time, so that's better news.
And they're improving.
Well, it's like that they want Dean Young to force their hand. Either you're coaching so well that we have to give you the job, or you've only won one game.
His last two games, the Dragons have been unlucky, and you haven't been able to say that for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
Do you disagree, Reedy?
No, I agree.
I'll tell you what.
But it hasn't been. It's not like it's compelling.
If they sign Madge, they'll be in second division.
It's not like it's. It's not like it's. It's not like compelling where you go. We've got to give Dean Young the job,
that's
or
part of it,
we can't give him the job.
Yeah.
It's like they're in this middle
no man's
ground.
land where he hasn't been able to force their hand either way.
At some point, they're going to have to make a call.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mick. Rudy, what's your first meal going to be?
I got a steak waiting over for me.
Okay.
With an egg and some kebabs, steak kebabs.
Don't overcook it.
All right. You need a feed, mate. Up next, Steve Roach and Ben Elias tonight at 7:30 p.m. It's the latest edition of Motor Racing 360.
Dewey's bomb, it's a big one. Pogger's underneath it. Buller got there first and knocked it forward. Young with the ball, they can come back if they like. Young says, no way!
Best inside.
And Dominic Young, what a pass! Back inside! Bradman Bass put the whip away! What a try!
Finds Young, he's had some great moments out of the backfield. Gets through 3 tackles and then Best stays in the play. Drives underneath the goalposts. It looks like it might be the match winner.
Welcome back. That was Bradman Best making his mark thanks to Steel Blue Boots. Time now for the Legends agenda with Benny Elias and Steve Blocker Roach. Hello, Legends.
Not bad for a young fella.
Yeah, you're looking good, boys. You're looking good. Very good. You're putting your support behind Laurie, surely, Benny. I've seen you throughout the week. You're backing him. You're backing our coach.
You're damn right I am, mate. We're 100% Laurie Daly supporter and a very committed man who's been at the helm there at the New South Wales. He's had some tough days, but it's when it gets tough that you stick together. I actually had the cause of ringing up every captain from 1980 to talk to him about Laurie Daly, and not one of them questioned his coaching ability. They all loved him, they all supported, they put pen to paper, and that is the greatest endorsement that Laurie Daly can say. His arms are... Our arms, all in New South Wales, are wrapped around Laurie Daly. He's an absolute icon and will be an absolute legendary, victorious winner come next week.
Well, you know the other thing about all that, you're one win away from being a legend again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's 1-1
Yes.
going in. A lot of people, the way everyone's talking, that Queensland have got the biggies. Stranger things happen in rugby league than this.
Definitely blocking. Now 6 changes. You happy with the team? You think it's the best team?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the team. I felt a lot for Appy. Appy didn't get a run, and I thought around the ruck is where Queensland beat us in the second game, and I thought sitting back, they all would have watched the game and gone, you know what, we've got to win the ruck, win the footy game.
Well, Hudson Young said that earlier.
He
had him on.
Well, it's been the age-old thing, especially in Origin, where we talk about the X's and O's and all that, and sitting back on your heels waiting for something to happen. If it doesn't happen, you've got to win that ruck. And I was surprised. I'm glad Brayley's back because he changed the game in game 1. Look, I'm a fan of Robson. But I don't know whether he offers that little bit of goal that you need around.
I think the team we picked, just before we need to win the ruck. That's a simple because we don't have as many creativity with our 9 and 1. If we don't own that ruck and give freedom to our 6 and 7, we're in trouble.
They haven't taken these 6 changes lightly. They've thought a lot lot what and who and where that we need.
But do you agree with them?
I do agree with them.
So
Absolutely. This is the best side.
So Toto, did he lose height over the week?
Yeah. Can I just say about Toto? I was a bit surprised with it. He won the Brad Fittler medal last year. If you have a look at his averages, and I had a look at it over his career.
You've been the lab.
Well, no, over his career in Origin, he near on runs, like 135 metres up to 190 metres every game. Now, that doesn't change. My question with Bostock is that he plays in the centres now. He's played a lot of wing, I know that. But is he going to be able to run that 200 metres in the games?
That's the question.
He gets you off to a good start, albeit he mightn't be the greatest under high ball.
Bostock's not going to let you down, Blocky.
I'm not saying he is.
He's been picked there because he's the form he's the form winger.
No, he's playing the
form
centres,
winger.
mate.
But he's the form winger for his football side. He is the form player.
You guys have got to be on the same page.
No, I'm saying...
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but what about the area?
He's playing wing.
Yes.
You believe he can get the job done, just as I do. But it's a concern because he's got to do a big job.
Can I just say about wingers, and he can't help being 5'5" or 5'6" or whatever he is, right? When the attacking team puts up bombs, right?
5'5",
or whatever he is.
Well, he's not 6'7".
I'm the biggest supporter of
6'7", is he? Hang on, let me finish. When the attacking team puts up a bomb to a winger, he's standing still and he's got to jump.
Yeah.
Right? And he's got blokes that have got on the run, Cobbo and all those sort of guys that can jump above him. Right?
Yeah.
So, mate, he's at a disadvantage. But I'm talking about if I'm playing in the front row, right? And he carries the ball back over 200 metres every game. I don't have to run as far back to get myself back into play. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying he won't. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying, will he have the same effect running the football back as Toto does?
Mate, you saw, if you've watched the Dolphins, you see this kid can play he can create a try from almost anywhere.
He's a gun.
In state of origin football,
100%.
you need that pizzazz, something special, out of the box, footwork and speed, and this kid's got it, mate, and he's earned his right to wear the blue jersey.
There's no doubting that.
Can you?
I'm not saying he hasn't.
No.
You can't have everyone in there, Blocky. You can't have Toto.
Mate, you were raving on about Brian Toto over the last couple of years. He won the Brad Fittler medal. He's won it twice in the last 3 years.
I'm saying.
You're on the same page, you two.
Blocky, but sometimes you compliment your side by speed and footwork. And sometimes Laurie may think that this bloke is the bloke that we need. We need something snappy.
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to get Olakawatu involved in the game. Queensland's speed of the line. If you're getting cut off and you're waiting on an edge for something to happen, you've got to start to think about how I'm going to get myself in the game. Read the blind side, call overs plays, start to cut back underneath, start to run the football. Don't be standing out there waiting for something to happen.
Blocky, do we run at Walker all day?
Well, you can't. He hides, mate. They're too smart.
You can't hide him.
Yes, you can.
He's on the blind side. It's pretty well documented. You run him at him on the blind side every time.
Well, you've
we'll
got to
hold you up and get you over the sideline.
What's that?
We'll hold you up and get you over the sideline.
He's not strong enough.
No, you got to have blokes who can read the game and overcall to go the short side at him. That's what you got to have overcalls. You can't sit back and wait for your halves to run the game.
Surely,
is Mitch ready?
Absolutely, 100% ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you talked about combinations and.
Look, it's
he hadn't played a lot of footy before game 2.
No, he hasn't had much game. It's been very well documented, and he's had a quiet lead into this game at his Parramatta game last week. Look, he needs to excel, and he's the first bloke. He's the most honest kid you'll ever meet, and he knows that he has to put the foot on the pedal, and he will not let you down. He won't let himself down first and foremost, and he will not let the state of New South Wales. He knows that they've put a lot of confidence in him because there's been a lot of conjecture about either him or Strange in the 5'8" position. Yeah. He's got the nod. He won't let you down.
We're going to get on the front foot. Braith's exactly right. If we don't get on the front foot and have quick play the balls and poke our nose through, we might as well not even turn up because we're playing off the back foot, trying to shift off slow play the balls and all that sort of stuff.
You don't think Robson's in charge here, Bloggy?
You've got to win the ruck.
Well, that's why they've got to start Murray as well.
Yeah. Hey,
yes.
Can I ask a question to the two playmakers? Because when we're out of form, it's about running hard, biting down on the mouth guard. Do you have to be in a little bit of form when you're in a playmaker role?
Well, it helps. But the thing with Mitch is I just think he's got to run.
Good question.
I think he's got
He's
to
a runner.
When you're out of form as a half, you just got to get dirty. You just got to run the footy. He's a big body, Mitch. He's fast. He has the ability to pass. You think run first. You draw in those 2 or 3 defenders, then you can pass. If you don't, you take him on, get a one-on-one, quick play the ball. Let Nathan run the team. Yeah. That's the key, I think, here is Mitch is a skillful player. He's one of the best.
At his best, when he runs, he's the best.
He's one of the quickest. He's probably the quickest 5'8" in the game. So, use that speed. And I think if he can do that, they'll complement each other. They've just got to... Yeah, they've just got to be a running threat at all times. Get on board. Let's go.
I like the backs against the wall. I like having to go up there and having to prove yourself again. They won't play like they played in the second half against Queensland because they've had nearly 15 days to organise what they're going to do. And mate, footy players have got pride. They don't want to be embarrassed. They were embarrassed in that second half. So, mate, I'm expecting a huge effort from them.
And the players have taken responsibility for all the... For game 2, they know that all the conjecture out there about Laurie. They owe Laurie. Mate, simple as that. They do owe the coach.
And the state. I want to come to you on this, Gordy, because we're all New South Welshmen. It's very unusual that Queensland are going to be heavy favourites going into this. How do they handle that?
They'll find a way not to.
Well, I've never had that situation. Yeah. Like it's something that we're not familiar with. So I'm pretty sure that they'll address it and have a look at. Hudson Young spoke about, their first 40 minutes. Well, I'd be showing them, the last 20 minutes of game 1 and their first 40 minutes and show them what New South Wales are capable of. But, it's not familiar territory for me. I don't like it.
Want to get to the Tigers. Up and down, where have you got them at the moment, Blocky?
I'm going to say if they don't win this week against Saints, they can't make the 8.
Okay.
They're playing. So it is a huge game for them. I know Luai. I don't think Luai's playing, so he's out. So it's a big responsibility for that side. All the talk early in the season was about how good they were going, and rightfully so, and everyone was jumping on board. This is the time now against Saints this week. If they don't beat them, they're in trouble.
And I think they know that also, Blocky. I think the players and the coach and the supporters know that this is a big one. This is the one that the Dragons have only won one this year, and it's very important that they really take advantage of that position and that situation more than ever. And it's D-Day. I agree with you, Blocky. D-Day for the Tigers.
Who will deliver this week, thanks to Macca's 99 cents McDelivery?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one.
Well,
mate, there's so many teams that are having the bye. There's 16 sides that aren't playing. It's hard to say who's going to deliver.
There's 5 games right here on Fox League, Blocky.
I think the Tigers are going to deliver, Blocky. I think it's time that they have a big, even without Luai in the side, I think that they're going to show the Tiger faithfuls that they can get on top and really take advantage of this position of the St George Dragons really struggling.
I really want to see them tick over the scoreboard. The Dragons really struggle to score. We've seen that for the last 15, 16 weeks. They have trouble scoring. The Tigers have got to put a score on them.
Okay, stick around, legends. And this Sunday, the Raging Bull premieres. Welcome back. Time now for Ain't As Good As I Once Was. And with the Origin going to a decider, which 2 players would both of you take, and you as well, Gordy, into a decider if you could choose?
If I was going into a decider, I would take Brett Kenny into my side. Brett Kenny, unbelievable player. Mate, he's one of the New South Wales best ever. Retired pretty early, but he could make things happen. Brett Kenny had wonderful speed. If you needed something, if you needed a try to be scored, mate, he was the bloke to do it. Wally Lewis said once that he was the best player he ever played against. So I'd take him in, and the next bloke I'd take in would be the big Glenn Lazarus. Just a bulldozer. Unbelievable. You couldn't stop him, and you could hit him all day for 80 minutes, and he'd get up and play the ball quicker than anyone, and just motor. And just keep going. And those sort of runs were happening in the 70th minute as they were in the first minute. He was an unbelievable player.
That was a shepherd. You know, you held on to him that night.
So,
Benny,
yeah,
94.
I'd have him there with
Who are you taking, Benny, to a
mate,
decider?
the bloke that's in the eye of everybody at the moment, Laurie Daly. Mate, one of the greatest players I've ever played with and against. He had footwork, speed, strength, just had that enthusiasm before the game. He was a big game player, and I know that he's going to be a big coach player. You know, I remember in 1994, we had to beat Queensland, Mal Meninga's last game, and Laurie Daly
up there too, wasn't it? Yeah.
Up there, it was a decider, and Laurie Daly had no sympathy whatsoever, and just absolutely had a 5-star game, man of the match.
He's a great player, Loz.
And the other bloke is named by Wayne Pearce, one of the great, toughest blokes that I've ever played with. I was very fortunate not to play against him because he was just so tough. Pound for pound, this bloke was just one of the toughest blokes, mentally, physically. Introduced professionalism, I believe, into the game of rugby league. And
what a leader, great leader.
What a man, what a great leader, what a great man. He'd show you the way and you'd follow. Just
what a
tough.
machine.
What a great man.
Loved horse riding as well, didn't he?
Apples.
You couldn't help yourself.
Mate, wasn't one of those horses' names Apples?
Gordy,
can they go horse
give
riding?
us one, Gordy. Give us one.
You have to
pick one.
One, Wally Lewis.
Wally Lewis. Why?
8 man of the matches.
Is that all?
Just 8.
That's crazy.
Mate, he was another one.
Crazy.
He was another one. If something needed to be done, he could do it. Irrespective of what time it was in the game.
Not,
Wally Lewis, the king of Queensland. Thanks, boys.
Yeah,
Up next, Joel Kane's weekend forecast, and tonight after us, it's The Fan. Welcome back. Now it's time for an update from Sportsbet with the great Joel Kane. Sugar's back, baby.
I love seeing that. Suits you, Blue.
well,
Gordy.
do you know what? It's the last. Well, I won't wear it next week.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
You played under 18s for New South Wales, didn't you?
I did play under 19s, bro.
19s?
I should have just said no.
What do you got for us?
I want to talk about premiership. So a lot of people are going to tip the Panthers, right? So that's fair enough. But the clue is, which they have certainly, the clue, so every single premiership or the grand final the last 10 years has featured a top 2, at least 1, maybe 2 defensive sides. Manly are heavily under the radar. They are at 17.8 per game. It's about 14 with Foz, right? So they're right there. If you took Penrith out of it, could we see Warriors Manly going back to 2011? Ironically, it is Ivan Cleary who still holds the defensive record at the Warriors. But this Manly side, you've got the defence, that's a tick. Turbo hasn't caught fire yet.
No.
And Joey Walsh, I know the rap that Breeny's got on him. So is this the team that can go on a bit of a tilt? Look at this young bloke, Joey Walsh. Bang. He's going to have a huge second half of the year. You think back to that 2011 grand final, Foz was only young himself. Daly Cherry Evans in his first year in first grade in the halfback position. So this team is very much in the mix. Grand final Quinella on the Sportsbet app, it is Penrith plus another, which is most popular. When you start getting down to the Dolphins, Roosters, Warriors, Manly combos, you're getting $19 or more. I've thrown up on the feed Manly and the Warriors. We've also got the NRLW kicking off. Your girls, Gordy, I think they're in for a big year. The Gold Coast Titans. Are they going to beat the boys to a premiership up there? Very good side. Everyone's talking Broncos and the Roosters, but either way, it's on the feed. You can copy the bets. And Blue Eyes Gorden over there. Oh, it's
well, you love
stuff.
it. You love it. It's nice.
I think
You'll be going in the bin after this show.
All right, thank you, Joel.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you, Gordy.
Thanks, Braith.
That's it for NRL 360 for this week. Time now for The Fan.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.